Hello and welcome to the On Your Head Son podcast. It is the 4th of December and we have had another cracking weekend of Premier League football.
Let's go.
Love the unison there. Welcome to my two brothers, Matthew and Andrew. We'll start with you. Andrew, how are you?
I'm very good. Pleased to be back on the podcast after a 2-week break. We're back again. Hopefully we're going to stay this time. Bosh.
Love that.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Where's that positivity?
Yeah, come on. It's all about here, mentality.
Definitely going to stay here. 3 more years, baby. Come on. Bring them on.
Brilliant. Well, yeah, great to have you back. And Matt, welcome as ever. Did you have a cracking weekend?
I did a cracking weekend. Me and Andy actually went to watch Southampton versus Cardiff, didn't we? On as our loyal Instagram followers would know. Yeah, we're there with Big Barney. Brilliant game, 2-0 win. Couldn't have gone better. Cardiff were one of the worst teams I've ever seen in my life. But James, more importantly, San Marino, Bologna. How was it?
Yeah, I've been abroad again. I've been in Bologna and San Marino, eating delicious bolognese ragu. And yeah, seeing the amazing hill fort city of San Marino. I did try to buy a San Marino football shirt, but I couldn't find one.
No, it's not good enough. Not good enough,
James.
Not good enough.
James, very bad.
Yeah, let's go.
Right. Well, enough pleasantries. Should we talk about football?
Yes, please.
Let's go.
Right. And where else to start but in the City of Manchester Stadium, as it was once called, now the Etihad, which was Man City 3, Spurs 3. Matthew, are Spurs Man City's bogey team?
Yes. Well, they're Peps. They're Peps, actually, to be honest. I mean, the game that immediately springs to mind is that Champions League quarter-final or semi-final. I think it was a quarter-final, wasn't it, where Sterling scored the winner and then the Etihad went mad. The ref went to the camera and it was disallowed. So, I mean, it's pretty simple, really. But yes, they are the bogey team. And City struggled in this game. They were just cruising the whole way. It just felt like it was just a really dull watch, I have to say. But I know it was 3-3. That was real. But watching them, they were so far ahead of Spurs and they were just on second gear like they have been all season, to be honest. And it just felt like they could have clicked into gear at any time, but they just never did. And it was almost frustrating to watch, I'd say.
I feel like it seems like a game to me that if that game was replayed 20 times, Man City would and should have won it.
20.
19 out of 20, really.
Yeah.
It didn't really have many good chances, Spurs, if any good chances.
No.
Which is
Well, it seems like they caught them on the counter very well, didn't they? I mean, it was the first goal, wasn't it? That they were all sat behind, and then Son breaks through to get it. I thought, I thought they did well, and Ange did well to kind of compete with Pep in that sense, like not to just kind of go for the possession because they're going to lose that against City, to try and sit back and counter against them. I thought they did that very well.
Do you think that Ange's football, Andy, is brave, good, or stupid?
It's all three. It's all three. Especially the Chelsea game. That's where the stupidity comes from. When you're 9 men and you've got a high line like that, and Nicholas Jackson scores a hat-trick, something's got to be wrong there. And it's brave from playing out from the back like they did with Maddison, like kind of him coming deep. And I mean, it's amazing to watch, and it was doing wonders at the start of the season. It's a shame they've got so many injuries. They could have actually stayed up there for a bit longer, but I think they might tail off now.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean,
it's a strange game. Like, I feel like it's a game we've watched for the last 3 weeks, to be honest. We could say the same about Man City, Chelsea, then we could say the same against Man City, Liverpool, and then this is almost exactly the same, like a carbon copy of those games, to be honest, I'd say. City just not quite clicking into it.
Are Man City, they're lacking that cutting edge this year, or maybe that same desire to win? What is it?
I think it's the leadership. I think we spoke about it in pre-season. Losing Gundogan was a massive loss, and not having Kevin De Bruyne, who's obviously a key figure in that team. I don't know if Kyle Walker is the go-to captain for that. We talked about it. Should Rodri get it? We don't know his personality and stuff. We don't know how his dressing room, like kind of how much say he hasn't that. But yeah, I think they're lacking that leadership and that, I don't know, on the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to remember they won the treble last year. It's difficult to continue that level of intensity, right, and determination to keep driving to win every single game. And Spurs do come at you with a lot of energy. Yeah, but again, I do think if they played that game a number of times, then Man City would win. The main talking point with angry Erling right at the end. Like his long hair flowing in the wind as he was storming off. Was the fact that Simon Hooper, the referee, blew up like as Grealish was through on goal. Like what happened there?
But it's just strange, isn't it? I mean, like, you can't give advantage and then literally the minute when they get a chance, then blow it back. He did own up to it to say it obviously was just a big mistake on his part, where he just obviously thought Pedro Porro was probably going to get the ball as opposed to Grealish. But it's one of it. Like, it is just an innocent mistake. I think it's kind of been, but what the City players have done has actually been absolutely brilliant, and Pep's reaction as well to it, just almost going like, you know what, it was a mistake. End of. That's it. It's unlike other managers who I can think of as well.
Well, actually, you say that, but City have been charged today for improper conduct and how they all shouted at the referee's face.
Yeah, they shouted to the media they were different. So there you go. So
that's the PR team. They spun that.
Yeah, it's almost like they're really well media trained.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, which is good.
No, but you would be fuming at that. I mean, to win the game in the last minute, just Jack Grealish for on goal. To get stunned up, I mean, it's poor from the officiating again.
Yeah.
Not to
again.
So we're saying it probably should have been 4-3, just like Liverpool 4, Fulham 3, and that was a game of belters.
Seamless link there, James.
Seamless, absolutely.
Public
credits will do fine.
Public credits will do fine. Love that. But only two there are. Only two. But such a good game and such a good such good finishes. I mean, Trent's you can say two goals. I think he obviously tried to claim the second as well. But I mean, he looked absolutely unbelievable again. I mean, you've got to note that still defensively he's looking very shaky. But I mean, McAllister's finish, unbelievable. Nunes missed about 10 sitters again. Strange game. But I mean,
Endo was a lovely finish as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know.
All the goals they scored were just...
Alexis McAllister's was the pick of the bunch, though. That was a rocket.
No, I agree. I didn't know he had that. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen him shoot from like 30 yards, 30 yards, whatever it was. But no, it was a brilliant game, and Fulham definitely played their part. In fact, I would say actually kind of deserved at least a point from this. I thought they attacked really well. They played really well, particularly down that left-hand side. Iwobi and Robinson, wasn't it? Down that left looked really good, I'd say. So yeah, exciting stuff for Fulham.
Definitely, exciting for Fulham. But just quickly, because we were talking on Trent Alexander-Arnold. I mean, is this an example really of the fact that you can't really just look at formations anymore and say this is where this person plays right back, because he's right back always on the team sheet, but he doesn't really play there.
No.
He does yes, there are times that he is there in a defensive shape, but he's so often in the middle of the pitch. Yeah. Like it's baffling. Like the winning goal, he was on the left hand side of the D,
like left centre mid. Yeah. No, I know.
It's crazy. Football has completely changed, and I think.
I do think with that, when he is in that defensive shape, he is a weak link there. If it's a ball coming to the box, he can leave the man very easily, or just make the wrong decision diving in or not tracking the man. I mean, he's fantastic going forward. Everyone's always talked about this, and he's brilliant. If you could find a perfect position for him, that's not that right back, where he has the space on the ball that he does there, it would be perfect for him. And I think kind of Klopp is trying to get him further forwards, bit by bit, but they don't have another solid right back that they can kind of put there instead of him.
Yeah. Do you move him? Would you move him, and where to?
Centre mid is an option. But I couldn't put him there. So I don't know the answer to where you could actually put him, because I don't think he would do well going forward there, because he needs the freedom and the unexpected nature of where he's going to go from right back.
Agree. I mean,
I think it's interesting. He's almost like a new position, which is like a free roaming player, but
roaming right back.
but in defence. Whereas like before, like you had like, so if you look about 15 years ago, it was the Cam that had the free roam. Like so, like someone like Mesut Ozil or maybe like Wesley Sneijder had just the ability to just go wherever they wanted, and that was their role. Whereas Trent Alexander-Arnold almost has this free roaming role to do whatever he wants, but he's doing it in the back half of the pitch.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but also, I think I genuinely think the time has come to now move him to centre mid. He's like he is a liability defensively, so much so, and he's definitely got the ability to play centre mid, and the way he has been playing. Just when he's kind of filling in there, I know he goes in at the moment a little bit unmarked, and the argument is that he'll be playing with his back to goal a little bit. But actually, with Liverpool keeping the ball so much, you'd like to think they're going to keep the ball a little bit more. So I'd definitely move him to centre mid. I think him Endo and Szoboszlai or McAllister would look. I think that's a really good midfielder. But yes, right back. They don't actually have a decent right back by that.
No. Yeah. Well, Joe Gomez, when he's fit, can go there, can't he? Or well, they used to have James Milner, but I don't know who there is now.
No, exactly. No.
I agree. Right, let's just talk quickly about Fulham. They obviously won on Monday night against Wolves, controversially, and then they played brilliant. They were amazing. Matt, you've written in the podcast notes here about Obi-Wan Iwobi. What do you want to say about Obi-Wan Iwobi? I've got a bad feeling about this.
No, world class. You're right about one thing. Master of negotiations were short. So that's all that matters. Brilliant performance again by Obi-Wan, and he's looking good. He's still playing well, and he scored on Monday as well against Wolves, didn't he? So yeah.
Well, I'd say he is the chosen one, and he will bring balance in the end, I think.
Exactly.
Excellent. Right, enough with the Star Wars quotes for now. Let's get on to everyone's favourite relegation clash. Burnley versus Sheffield United, which Burnley won 5-0. So are Burnley staying up?
No.
No.
They can beat championship teams. They're really good against championship teams. Unreal. That's all.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, J Rod made history on the weekend. He became the first player in Premier League history to score within 15 seconds of a Premier League game twice. Do you remember the first?
I don't remember the first, but it would have been Southampton.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so it was Southampton against Chelsea. I think it was a Stamford Bridge that one. Which at the time I think broke the record, and then good old Shane Long broke it against Watford or Wolves. I can't remember. Watford, yeah. But I thought Burnley again played really well, but they played like they did last year, to be honest. And that's kind of what you expected for the rest of the season, but they just haven't quite got it. And it's against poor opposition.
Awful opposition, awful. Andy, what is Ollie McBurney doing? Elbowing two people in the head. It's just
he hardly touched them. I think it's a harsh one. No, I don't know what he's playing at there. Once again, just adding to the problems for Sheffield United. Terrible team, terrible manager. Yeah, I there's no hope for them. They're done.
They're done.
Well, you say that, but again, not 100% confirmed, but Sheffield United are set to sack Paul Heckingbottom, and they're not bringing in Danny Higginbottom, but they are going to bring back, supposedly, Chris Wilder. He is cheap, and he will probably keep them exactly where they are in the league.
What, 20th?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's going to be a bit of a competition there between. But I think they could go on a run of about 3 games, and I think Luton have a shout to finish bottom still as well.
Mm-hmm. So. I think I'm backing Luton to finish 19th now. It's a good race at the bottom there.
It's going to be exciting.
Or maybe Burnley. Burnley are in the mix as well. If they can't beat any other Premier League team apart from the other 2 promoted ones, they're done.
Yeah,
it's funny, isn't it? It's quite. I've only beaten Luton and Sheffield so far.
exactly. And then let's quickly we talk quickly on Brentford versus Luton. We've got one note on that, which is that Brentford are better at football than Luton.
Bullshit.
They won 3-1.
No comment.
Okay,
no
next
comment,
game.
No comment. No comment.
So
Ooh,
Bournemouth against Matthew's favourite Aston Villa. Bournemouth are starting to play football. They really are.
Bournemouth look really good.
Looked really, really good against Villa.
Deserve the win.
Yeah, 100%.
I saw in the highlights. Semenyo looks good again, doesn't he? Once again, seeing him play, very good.
Yeah, SNS like Sheeran, Sutton, but Semenyo and Solanke.
Yeah, they look really good. I have to say, they absolutely tore Villa apart. Like, what's it called? Why can't I talk? Tore Villa apart in this game. Literally just counter-attacking on them every 5 minutes, and Solanke and Semenyo particularly were just going at their back three the whole game. So it was pretty cool to see, actually. But my big note on Villa is Tielemans, when he plays centre mid, is a liability there, because he's going forward too much. So when they play with I don't know, Camera and Carlos, not Carlos, Douglas Luiz, yeah. They look completely solid there. They've kind of got that protective bit just in front of them, and then Tielemans in a floaty role in front of them. But this game, he played in that centre mid with Douglas Luiz and just looked. He gave a ball away, I think, with the first goal. I think was at fault for the second goal for something. I can't remember what it was, but like just letting someone breeze past him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, but like, it's Villa's away form. They're amazing at home and not so great away. So yeah, but no, it was a good game, actually. And again, Watkins, what a header!
Yeah.
Lovely
header, that one.
Yeah, brilliant.
Coming on to it, just kind of getting in front post and then bending corner. Lovely.
Yeah.
Andy, still back Villa for top 4?
No. Matt does, but no, I don't. I think they're 6th or 7th merchants.
6th or 7th
merchants, indeed.
Yeah,
and Bournemouth, like, are they just above the relegation zone, or I mean, they're starting to play football. Can they go a bit higher?
Yes, yeah, they can. I actually back them now to finish like 16th. so yeah, they might be just above it. So yeah, but one place above that. I think that's where they are at the moment. But yeah, I think Forest you could see going on a poor run. Well, they have been on a poor run. Speaking of managers who actually might get the sack soon, he's really under pressure, which I find really surprising. Because they started last season a lot worse than they started this season, and he's just gone 3 games, I think, and they've still scored. They just look a bit crap defensively, I'd say, Forest.
Well, but, I wrote in the document, it's 1 win in 10 Premier League games for him at the moment.
Was it actually?
Yeah.
Oh, fair. Didn't see how okay, fine.
That's not kind of just gone on the radar a little bit with that one.
Yeah,
so obviously we're talking about this game now, which was Everton 1, Forest 0. Everton with a bit of a bounce, but yeah, Forest again. They've played well for a lot of games this season. We spoke about this last week, actually, but they just don't seem to be able to get over the line. I don't think they've got a good quality defence, like at all. Like particularly centre half, they're playing with the same centre halves they play with in the Championship, and I think that's where they're really struggling. I think they're good, solid defenders, but they can't, in the modern age, build out from the back effectively. They've got good players at the top end of the pitch, but they're not getting the ball, but it's not being progressed to them quick enough.
No, I agree.
I think missing a Wanley as well. That's a big miss. I think because Chris Wood doesn't bring the same kind of high press as a Wanley does. So it kind of takes away from that, and it makes them kind of have to, the wingers work a lot harder and then get down the wings and swing it into Chris Wood.
Yeah,
which is still a good option, but I mean he can't get as many goals as the one he would. I would say. Yeah, so I think they are struggling in that department a little bit.
Yeah. No, Fair enough. And so, Andy, quickly on Everton, good win. They're still in the relegation zone, just about, but they'll be fine, won't they? Regardless of this points.
Yeah. Even though they're wrongfully there, Dyche will get them out, no problem. This is this is what he does, and it's what a season to have -10 because the teams below him are rubbish.
Yeah.
So, I mean, important win on the road again. Like, kind of, they get a lot of away wins, Everton, at the moment.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little bit of can latch on to Everton quite quickly. So yeah,
Goodison Park's very toxic, isn't it? But away from home, I think that's where the form is.
Yeah. So you're saying you'll be betting everything on Everton to stay up, right?
Yeah.
Very good.
Put it all on the line. No.
Very good.
Yeah, that's good.
Right, let's move on to Chelsea and Brighton. Chelsea winning 3-2. Matt, you've written here another European hangover. Do you think that's the case?
Yeah, Brighton just literally look all lackadaisical straight after a European game. It's I'd say first half particularly until Conor Gallagher's red card when they started to come into the game more. But before that, Chelsea completely dominated that first half. Which was surprising, to be honest. I actually thought Brighton played quite well in this game because Chelsea are usually a bit crap against games where they're not up for it, but maybe they were just really up for this game. Also, because obviously had Caicedo, who was there before, and Caicedo actually had a really good game. I think it's his best game so far in the Chelsea shirt. So it was again a really good game, and I mean Sunday was brilliant for late goals and everything. It's good, I'd say. Yeah,
absolutely. Andy, did you checked out the game? This one, do you see the penalty shout?
I mean, I saw the highlights of it and everything, but I mean, I didn't watch it. I didn't know like kind of the flow of the game or how either team particularly played.
So was that a penalty, Mudryk?
No, it's not. Is it? No, it's not.
It's poor touch from Mudryk.
Yeah, poor touch from Mudryk, and I mean, it's Milner. It's Milner on him, isn't it? And he hardly touches him. He's just getting in front of. You've got to jostle with a striker going through. So to go down that easy, and of course VAR are going to give it because it's contact slightly. If you go down with it, they're going to give it.
Yeah.
I'm going to quickly use this just to quickly bring up a little side note on VAR again because everyone loves talking about it. Like, I'm a bit confused where we're at with it now. Like personally, because like some games you hear it talking that it's only supposed to be used to overturn really bad decisions. I heard the other day that they're considering about bringing it in further for like throw-ins and corners and all that nonsense as well. Like, where do we want it? What do we want VAR for? Do we want it to correct clear and obvious errors, or do we want it to referee the football game?
I personally go referee the football game if it was done correctly. I mean, the offsides decisions I think should just be automated. I don't understand when we've got the technology for that to be. It's like goal line technology. It's completely black and white. What you're talking about there is obviously like fouls where it's kind of like where there's that grey line, and then you've got to take that. Almost depends. Then all you're doing really with VAR, then you're just moving the responsibility from the man in the middle to some guy in what's it called? Something Park.
Yeah, Fox. Is it Fox?
Stockley Park.
Stockley Park. That's it. So then all you're just moving really is responsibility from him to him. So
there's always a bigger fish.
There's always a bigger fish indeed. There's always but no. So that's literally how it's going. But I think it should either completely stay as the referee's decision, and then it should just be removed as completely clear and obvious. I mean, the example in this game was the handball that he gave him the last minute for a penalty on Colwell, and it clearly hit his head, and it was just like, no, that's completely wrong. Go to VAR, done. That's wrong. That's a clear and obvious error. The Mudryk penalty is not an error, first of all, and second of all, just don't get involved because it's not clear and obvious. It's not a penalty, and don't get involved. It's simple. And if it was the other way, I'd actually say get involved because it wasn't a penalty. I don't know. It's horrible. That's what I'd say. The way it's done at the moment.
You kind of contradicts yourself a little bit there because you said that you think that it should be used to referee the whole football game, but actually then you went like when you went further into your argument, so actually it should only be for clear and obvious errors.
Yeah.
So it should be for clear and obvious errors only.
I don't know what clear and obvious is. That's where the massive issue is. I'd actually go. I wouldn't say clear and obvious errors. I'd literally just go. If there's an error, just do it. It's simple.
I feel like they should have some sort of a time limit. And if they can't decide on it, then it's just like, okay, go, done. Like, if they're really not sure, they have to look at 5 different camera angles, then that's not clear and obvious.
They must.
Yeah, I guess, that's a completely fair way of doing it, to be honest.
Or maybe not a time limit, but maybe like a certain amount of runs from, like, you can look at 3 different camera angles.
Yeah.
Then they make a decision on it, and then they say if they need the ref to see the monitor, then he gets 3 views, like full pace. None of this slow-mo nonsense. The game isn't played in slow motion. The game's played at full pace. If it's
I'd like to say that any contact anywhere where it slightly moves the body, and if someone goes down, they're gonna give it because they're seeing it in slow mo, and they don't know the actual pace of the game at like kind of normal speed. They hardly show it at normal speed. They always like kind of go on the zoom, slow mo. It's slightly moved his arm. He goes down. It's a pen.
Yeah.
I think it's not being used correctly. I mean, how they don't have the offside rule that we saw in the World Cup. The offside.
That's bad. I don't understand. That's for one. That's for one. To me, it's just stupid. Yeah.
I mean, and also the Spurs Liverpool game. I thought that was a joke when you heard the audio of that. Yeah, like, it seems like it's just an absolute mess. They must act quickly.
It's almost like a communications disruption, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. But the negotiations were short. I did see on that.
Yousa no thinker, Yousa greater than the VAR team.
We do have fun there.
The ability to talk doesn't make you intelligent, James.
Very straight. Right.
You want a wonga? No, okay.
Right. Let's before we talk too much nonsense, let's crack on. I think we've got a very dull game, which everyone's super excited to talk about, which is West Ham 1, Crystal Palace 1. Matt, what did you write?
Yawn. I mean, to be honest, just shame Eze's out. I think Eze's an exciting player, and so's Elise. But bar that, no.
It was a good choice for the 2 PM game on Sunday.
Yeah, I know. You had 4-3, 3-2, and 2-2, and we got dumped with West Ham versus Palace, a 1-1. It's
Sunday.
Yeah. Not good.
Love that. Absolutely love that. Right, let's move on. Let's go to Newcastle 1, Man United 0. Newcastle absolutely battered them, right? Deservedly won.
Yeah, massively. Yeah, it was really good. A really good performance, I'd say. And Tino Livramento, it's cause of him being called up for England now because he basically qualifies to play for every nation.
Every nation. Which nation?
Every nation.
Angola?
Every nation. Angola.
Bunta
nation. Yeah, San Marino.
Venezuela.
He looked really good. Mos Eisley. Yeah, why not?
Mozambique.
Naboo.
Newcastle looked really good in this game. Again, could have been 6 or 7. Good fun.
I mean, once again, I didn't see. I just saw the highlights and from the stats, but I mean, the goal I saw was a United mistake. They weren't creating anything. It looked like the same old story for United. Just miscommunicating at the back and just it being weak and easy to cut through.
Yeah. To be fair, on United's form in the league, losing 1-0 away at Newcastle is not a bad result for any club in the league. It's not.
Yeah, no. Did you see their record? Did you see their record against the top 8 or top 9, whatever it was, since Ten Hag's taken over?
No.
One draw, the rest all losses.
That's pretty good, right?
Well, exactly. You're working towards something. The draw happened near the start, so I mean, So obviously you're building, and
he's cooking.
Yeah, it's worrying times, I'd say, for Man U. I know they've obviously been the informed team of the Premier League, as people have reminded everyone, but yeah, they don't look good at all, do they? But on the eye test isn't working,
and they're going to get dumped out the Champions League more than likely.
Yes.
Yeah,
they've got banana mistakes again,
they've
wasn't
got to
it?
beat Bayern, and they've got to hope that Copenhagen and Galatasaray draw.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we'll see. The other team actually just wanted to quickly touch on Champions League because these guys both had a big eventful time in the Champions League last week. Newcastle obviously robbed by a decision, but if you look at the balance of play, they should have lost the game against Paris Saint-Germain. However, do you think that Newcastle still have a shot to get out of their group?
Who have they got? Have they got Dortmund last game away?
They have
AC.
Milan.
AC at home, isn't it? Yeah, AC at home.
They would require Paris Saint-Germain to not beat Dortmund.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope so. It's been really good to see them in the Champions League again. It's the only, because I'd say from the English teams that I've watched in the Champions League, they've been one I've watched most this year. Just because it's nice to see the atmosphere up there. I think obviously it'll be absolutely rocking on Wednesday, next Wednesday, isn't it? Whenever the game is.
Wednesday.
So yeah, it's good. Yeah, but I mean,
to be fair, like I would say this isn't even a biased comment. They're the only exciting English team in the tournament this year, because Arsenal are in their trust the process board are really dull. Man City are structured and boring, and Man United are terrible and boring.
You're saying that about Arsenal, but actually, I'd say the last two games they played, obviously against Lens and Wolves. Wolves first half, they actually played really, really, really good football. This is their best performance of the year, I'd say, actually on the eye, and they should have scored a lot more than they actually did. But again, you could see them drawing that game 2-2, to be honest, but at the end, because they never got the third goal. But on most days there, you should be scoring at 4 or 5 goals, I'd say that. And they obviously scored 6 in the weekend in the midweek game against Lens. So it was actually I disagree with you there for that bit. I'd say on
Lens,
Arsenal.
did you say?
Against
Lens or Lens? Lens.
Bring in a different demographic there, James.
I thought we were doing a Strictly Come Dancing special, but obviously not.
Actually,
If only Arsenal scored 7.
Have any footballers done Strictly?
Sorry?
Have any footballers done Strictly? Kieran Dyer, I can imagine.
I swear Seaman did it.
No, he was dancing on ice. He was dancing.
Oh, man.
He was dancing on ice.
It's
a 10 from Len.
Oh dear. Right. So we did talk about so Arsenal 2-1 winners over Wolves. I think the main point in Arsenal coming back to a slightly more exciting brand of football is Martin Odegaard being back in the team. I think without him, they are very structured and dull.
I agree. And with Odegaard actually playing well.
Yeah.
That's good. Good to see.
Andy, any points on Arsenal or Wolverhampton Wolves?
I mean, I was going to say about Odegaard, him coming back to form. I mean, how different they are with him playing well. But I mean, like I said, Declan Rice has been brilliant for them this year. Might not have made them more entertaining, but certainly made them more solid. They're title contenders, and I'm excited for this title race. As a little side note.
Next, right now, I mean, who do we actually look at the predictions for the beginning of the season?
Let's go. I've got them open.
Have you got them open?
I've got them open.
So let's look at the top 4, shall we? Maybe and see what we had.
Let's look at the top 4, bottom 3. Let's go.
Yeah, fine. Let's do a little roundup. We haven't done one of those in a while. No. So we'll start with Andy. Have you got the document open, or do you want me to read out yours?
Yes. No, I've got it. I've got my predictions here.
So do you want to read out your top 4?
Okay. So I'll go fourth to first. So it's Man United 4th, Liverpool 3rd, Arsenal 2nd, and Man City top.
That's actually not bad at all.
Apart from 4th. 4th is Man U.
Man U are only 5 points off it. That's actually not bad at all. That's a lot better than mine. Mine is Man U 4th, Chelsea 3rd, Man City 2nd, and Arsenal 1st.
Ooh, Liverpool not there.
Liverpool not there. I put Liverpool in 6th. That's poor. That's poor.
Well, we'll see. It's still a long way to go. At the moment, Liverpool are still having to score worldies to get themselves out of poor performances, so they can't keep doing that forever. I went for a Man City win, Liverpool 2nd, Arsenal 3rd, and then Chelsea 4th. which I still think could happen. Could.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Chelsea.
Christopher Nkunku is coming back.
Yeah, well, good luck with that.
He is
I mean,
the
I
saviour of
haven't
Chelsea.
picked, but, yeah.
He is the
I-
chosen one. You must see it.
You must
Wow.
see it. You must. Jesus Christ, James. Jesus Christ. I don't care what universe you're from. That's gotta hurt.
That's gotta hurt. But,
Right. So I guess like from now, is there any major changes that you would make? Like, who do you think is going to win the league? Stick your neck out right now.
City, still.
Oh, you really sticking your neck out there, aren't you?
You stick my neck out. City.
Go on, Andy. Look at that long neck. Look at that long neck. You are
look
sticking
at
that way up. I'm still going Arsenal. I'm still going. I think they played poorly and are still top somehow. So if the football starts coming, then you know what, might do all right.
I'm going to stick my average size neck out.
Yeah, so
And I'm going to say Liverpool. Liverpool. They're going to do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I to be fair, I could definitely see Liverpool winning it. I did want to say Villa there, but I think Villa obviously are just top four. But
Yeah.
but you never know.
Right, let's quickly look at the bottom threes. We all know who's going down now, and it's already decided pretty much. But how many of them did we get? I got Wolves, Sheffield United, and Luton, and I had Burnley in 14th. Matt, what did you go for?
I went Bournemouth in 18th, Wolves in 19th, and Sheffield in 20th. And I've got Luton in 16th and Burnley in 10th. I mean, yeah. That's fucking appalling. Everyone fell for Vincent Kompany. You had to fall for him.
Yes, I did as well, but
yeah.
Everyone did to an extent, didn't they?
Yeah.
Baffling, really. Andy, I think yours is a bit more realistic, actually. What did you put?
Mine was 18th Bournemouth, 19th Sheffield United, and 20th Luton.
Mm-hmm.
And Burnley were in 14th as well for me. I got
Yeah.
sucked in by the old company. I thought they made a documentary on it. I thought, yeah, it'd be fine.
Yeah, it's a documentary.
Yeah,
I know.
He's branded himself very well, that Vincent, hasn't he?
No. Well, to be fair, we're saying this. He just won 5-0. So who knows? They might go on an unbelievable run.
No, no chance.
Who have they got? That's
they have Wolverhampton Wolverers.
It's a big game tomorrow night. Big game.
Yes, because actually, as you just alluded to, we have, I think, our first midweek games of the Premier League season, which is exciting. So we have games on both Tuesday and Wednesday, and Thursday. How exciting! Which means we have lots of games to be watching during the midweek, which is fun. And seeing as we have games in the midweek, that means we are going to do a second podcast this week, which we hope to be released on Friday.
Friday.
Yay. Yes.
Friday
yes.
Then.
TGIF and all that.
Yeah. Last
and
Friday night, maybe.
Yeah. But seeing as we've got games coming up tomorrow, do you know what time it is?
I think I know what time it is. Andy?
I've got a sneaky feeling.
Oh, it's Indonesian Day! Yeah! Boo!
How exciting! Yes, I feel like the whole planet of Naboo when they beat the Trade Federation. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Boss
Right, let's read out the fixtures. So tomorrow night we have Wolves versus Burnley. We also have Luton at home to Arsenal. Then on Wednesday we have Sheffield United Liverpool, Fulham versus Forest, Crystal Palace versus Bournemouth, Brighton versus Brentford, Man United versus Chelsea, and Aston Villa versus City, which will be a right good one, that one. And then Thursday night football, we have Everton versus Newcastle and Spurs versus West Ham. So, Andy, do you want to start with your prediction?
Predictions. So when I was looking at this, it's all getting quite short, the amount of teams I've chosen all the good teams now, so we're getting to the worst of teams. But this week I'm quietly confident. Palace 2-1 against Bournemouth. A bosh.
Palace 2-1 against Bournemouth. Love that. Care to shout 2 goal scorers?
Edouard and Edouard.
Oh.
Forgot all your Forest players there, didn't you?
No, loads of them. Anderson.
There you go.
yeah, Edouard Anderson. Why not?
Good.
Dear. Right, Matt, who are you going for?
I went Fulham 2-1. Fulham 2-1, yeah. Big. Oh, a big Obi-Wan Iwobi double. That's what we're going.
Obi-Wan double? Yeah.
Yeah.
Double-ended lightsaber from Obi-Wan Iwobi.
Yeah. Best moment in cinematic history. Just there.
Yeah, I did say that earlier on today.
Yeah. Go on.
Right, so I am going for Wolves to beat Burnley. I think that the run is over. Wolves going to win 3-1.
So their run lasted one game.
Yeah.
Okay.
What a run.
That's
What a run that was.
Good run.
Really, really good run. I'm going to go for a Hwang Hee-chan, a Cunha, and a Craig Dawson.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm thinking.
Wolves without Neto aren't scoring 3 goals. I'm not going to lie to you there, James. But I love Cunha.
By the way,
now.
Thank you for not lying to me. I appreciate that.
That's right. Cunha, I thought was going to be an absolute flop. He's now one of my favourite players in the Premier, I'd say. He's really good fun to watch. Yeah. So, up Wolves. Come on, Wolves. Come on, Midlands
Come
teams.
on, Wolves. Come on,
Midlands teams.
Come on, the Midlands.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I like Wolves now.
Midlands. Yeah.
All about that gold.
Yeah, exactly.
All about that gold. Right. Any closing remarks?
All about that gold.
All about that gold. All about that gold.
Hey, Andy, stay gold.
Stay gold, everybody.
Yeah, you stay gold, kids. You stay gold, kids.
Don't do drugs.
No, good fun.
Right, yeah. All good. Any closing remarks from you, Matt?
All good.
No. Well, we will be chatting again later this week anyway, so you don't have too long before you get to hear our lovely voices again. But until that point, please just remember that it's on your head, son.
Not off your head.
Son!
Yeah.